What's up, everybody? Let's hammer some NBA player props for Lakers versus Nuggets game 3. Me and my dog Jojo, that you can see napping next to me, found an absolute banger for you guys to lock in. Real quick, to do a recap of the last time you saw me, I'm recording this before the Celtics Heat game 2. I have 2 plays for that game. I'm assuming that went 2-0, but I can confirm the last time you saw me, I hit my play. It was Jokic over 10.5 assists. That play cashed. So let's hope to keep the streak alive, assuming, of course, we're going to go 2-0 tonight. And let's get into it. So the play that we are locking in here is Michael Porter Jr. under 15.5 points. That is at plus 100 odds at FanDuel. Now, Michael Porter Jr. has had a pretty good 2-game stretch so far in this series. My issue with Michael Porter Jr. is he's always been a streaky scorer. He's not necessarily reliable. He doesn't offer a ton outside of scoring. He is a good rebounder, but he doesn't really try that hard on defense. He doesn't really try to play make for his other teammates. And I generally, just my personal basketball ethos, don't enjoy players like that. But he's been good for the Nuggets in the first 2 games, so I'm not going to take that away from him. But he has always been a streaky player in general in his career when he's been able to stay healthy. Like, let's look at his last 7 games and his point total, right? You kind of see what I mean. 5 points, 21 points, 11 points, 19 points, 10 points, 15, and then in the first 2 games of this series, 15 and then 16. So it's really just like a flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. Now, technically, since the total is at 15.5, he did go under for 2 games in a row, and then he hit it last game. I'm not necessarily saying that he's just going to like immediately go under because he goes over and under every other game. I'm not necessarily saying that, but there is something to him being a streaky shooter. So he has had 2 decent games in a row, as I mentioned, but he's also guilty of having multiple bad games in a row, like he was at the beginning of the playoffs against the Timberwolves. He had like a 5-game stretch where he was pretty brutal. He picked it up like in every other game against the Suns, and he's been good in the past 2 games. So last game, as I mentioned, he ended with 16 points. He had 10 points heading into the 4th quarter, and then he hit 2 3-pointers to cash the over. But I'm not necessarily confident that this is something that he's going to be able to keep up as the Nuggets travel, and head to the road to go play against LA, or the Lakers in LA. The reason why I'm a little bit skeptical, he's had 2 good shooting games in a row, and it's rare that he's able to keep up that consistency from deep. And Michael Porter Jr., pretty much all of his points come from deep, right? That's how he gets the majority of his buckets, is from 3-point range. And that same 7-game stretch, here is how he has shot. 0 of 2, 6 of 10. 2 of 9, 5 of 8, 0 of 4, and then the last 2, 3 of 6, and 4 of 7. So he shot 50% or better in the past 2 games. And he's just been flip-flopping back and forth, trading between good games and bad games. So because he has been hot the past 2 games, right? He shot a combined 7 of 13. I am thinking that he's going to flop in this game and have a bad shooting game. So obviously, part of that is just the nature of being a shooter. Not everybody can be Steph Curry, and even he can be incredibly streaky. So Michael Porter Jr. isn't necessarily unique in this regard, but 15.5 points for someone who could go 0-4 from 3, to me, seems like a little bit too high. Of course, there was value on this one. I found it on the oddsjam positive EV page. Michael Porter Jr. under 15.5 points. That's at plus 100 odds at FanDuel. And then the last point that I'll make here is that his minutes have been up in games 1 and 2 of this series than they were in the Phoenix Suns game. He's one of those players where, depending on how the game is going, he might not play a ton of minutes. Like, he had a couple games against the Suns where he played fewer than 30 minutes. In games 1 and 2 so far against the Lakers, he's played like 34 or 35 minutes, something like that. So maybe he starts off and he misses his first 3 3-pointers in the first quarter, and then the Nuggets just struggle to keep him on the floor because of his defensive liabilities. And you figure the Lakers are going to come out and punch the Nuggets in the mouth, especially offensively, being at home, being down 0-2, assuming LeBron's healthy and all that stuff, of course. So for me, there's a lot of value on getting Michael Porter Jr. to go under 15.5 points. As I mentioned, it is positive EV. That's, of course, the most important thing. But that's going to be it. That's going to be my one play that I have for this game. Didn't want to force more than one, but if you're tailing me riding this hopefully hot streak that is starting now, comment and let me know. If you're on a player prop for tomorrow that that obviously I didn't mention here. Also, you can comment and let me know that as well. Other than that, remember to like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit me up at my Twitter handle that is in the description of the video. Thanks for watching and have a good one. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Below are all of my different social medias where I post picks and plays daily. Make sure to hit me up there. Also, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel as I'm constantly putting out new videos to learn how to make money sports betting. And that's it. So thanks for watching and have a good one.